To me, being a leader means being a servant. I don't believe that you can properly or effectively lead those within your community or organization without understanding their needs.
Empowering others to work towards a common goal. I think of action, service, and trust to maximize efforts towards an objective.
One of the largest lessons that I've learned in leadership is to never chase the job, but always chase the passion. By chasing your passion, you will always be able to affect change in a way that is meaningful to you.
A great quote that I've always learned is great leaders ask great questions that inspires others to dream more, think more, learn more, do more, and become more. Good leaders set the pathway for their peers' successes.
Leadership is about making others better at what they do and working together with a shared purpose.
I believe my strongest trait as a leader is my ability to adapt to different transactions and people. Let's face it, if people don't like you, they are not going to want to do business with you.
What drives me to be the type of leader I am is the same thing that Nate's done for me, being able to look back, see younger individuals who are coming behind you and provide an example for them to follow.
Be unique. Try to find something that you can do that maybe no one else can do, or an interest that you have that no one else does.
We all have those days where we feel undervalued, underappreciated. What this translates to in my mind is this reminder to change your outlook on something so then you can change your attitude.
The best leadership advice I have received is the 3 R's: relationships, reflection, and responsiveness.
Being a leader means a lot of things to me. First, it means to me that you are working to make the world a better place than what you found it. It means making things easier for the people that come after you. It also means that you recognize opportunities in which you can elevate other people. A leader doesn't always have to have a title. A leader can show their leadership in many different ways, whether it's through their ability to take risks, ask hard questions, or it's through being able to bring people together at the table for a common cause.
It's an incredible honor to be recognized alongside so many other high-achieving individuals throughout the state of South Carolina. What do I think of when I hear the term leader and leadership? I think of someone who is committed to investing in the development and growth and empowerment of those around them. It's never about authority. It's about investing in others to achieve a common goal and mission.
The best leadership advice I've received is to set clear boundaries for yourself, respect others' boundaries, and show people grace even when they may infringe upon your boundary.
A leader is more than a title or a position given to someone. A true leader listens to others around them. They assess the situation, align goals, and clear a path forward.
I believe though strongly in servant leadership, and that's the kind of leader that I strive to be. Servant leadership is about empowering the team first and developing others so that they can perform to their highest potential. One of the foundational elements of this style of leadership is encouragement and empathy, engaging in respectful conversations and building trust through mutual respect. When the team is properly developed and feels safe and supported, it leads to better outcomes for the organization and the customer.
In my school, district, and field, I'm surrounded by intelligent, strong, and talented individuals. Each day, I interact with colleagues that are among the best and brightest people I know. Their work inspires me to be better each day. This award is particularly meaningful to me because it recognizes and includes people in the field of education as among the best and brightest. Look at how schools have changed in response to the COVID-19 pandemic at a moment's notice. We are flexible and adaptable. We are resilient.
What kind of leader do I consider myself to be and why? I consider myself to be a transformational servant leader. As a leader, I think it is important to support, develop, and motivate individuals to reach the goals that they have set for themselves and for the organization that they are a part of. As this type of leader, I think it is important to inspire people to develop the necessary tools to take ownership and be the managers of their own lives and success.
This area is growing so much. We have more cultural and entertainment opportunities than ever before.
Welcome to Columbia Business Monthly's 2020 Best and Brightest 35 and Under. Now in its 5th year, our annual Best and Brightest 35 and Under issue celebrates the women and men who are rising stars in the business community.
I'm your host, Caleb Owolabi.
And I'm Jacqueline Lowe. The pandemic has really thrown a wrench in things, but we're still so excited to be able to reach you virtually, and it almost feels like we're here in person.
It does. In fact, I feel like I can almost reach out and touch you guys.
I don't think that's allowed.
Okay. Well, hey, We're gonna get right into it. We're in our 5th year for this Best and Brightest 35 and under.
And we wanna extend a big thank you to our sponsors today. We have a great list of folks, including Synovus, the Bank of Here, Colonial Life, Webster University, Nexen and Pruitt, Mead and Hutt, Columbia Skin Clinic, Lizard Thicket, Real Country Cooking, and Construction Dynamics Incorporated.
Thank you so much for all your support. And now for our Best and Brightest 35 and under.
Kinley Abbey, Assistant Attorney General, Special Victims Prosecutor, South Carolina Attorney General's Office. 3 years ago, she walked into a middle school classroom and asked the students what they thought her job as a prosecutor was. The response, to put people in jail. She's taken every opportunity afforded to her as a prosecutor to change that narrative. It's her job to do the right thing in every case. That means treating people with respect, victims, witnesses, and even defendants, listening to all sides of a case, and speaking for people who can't find their own voice. Heather Allison, Director, Client Management, Colonial Life. A proud Clemson University graduate, she's been in Columbia since 2010. She began her career at Colonial Life in 2014 and currently is Director of Client Management. She's proud to work for a company that is integrated into the community and affords their employees many opportunities to give back. Over the course of her career, she's been fortunate to build relationships with many great mentors, and mentoring has become very important to her as a way to give back to others waiting to develop professionally. Nick Anam, Senior Manager, Elliot Davis. Born and raised in Northern Virginia, he moved south to attend the University of South Carolina. He was an active member of the Carolina Band, where he played trumpet, served as a drum major, and was initiated as a brother of Kappa Kappa Psi. Professionally, he's a CPA and serves as a Senior Manager and Market Leader for Elliot Davis Accelerate. His goal is to become a trusted advisor and outsourced CFO for closely held businesses. Suzanne Apgar, Assistant General Counsel, Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina. Prior to moving to South Carolina, she worked for Pepper Hamilton, a large national law firm in Princeton, New Jersey, following her graduation from Villanova University School of Law. She recently graduated from Leadership Columbia, a chamber program designed to identify community leaders and motivate them to action. The Leadership Columbia class of 2020 completed an interior and exterior renovation for Palmetto Place, which provides housing and hope for youth across South Carolina. Meredith Adkinson, MGA Marketing. Born and raised in Columbia, she's proud to call it home. If she's not helping clients promote their businesses, you can find her spending time with her family. This has been the most challenging year, but she's grateful, she says, because this year she welcomed her second daughter on the 4th of July. Sarah Bennett, Realtor, Better Homes and Gardens, Real Estate Medley. As a realtor representing buyers and sellers in the Midlands, she fully appreciates the fact that her clients are trusting her with what is likely their largest financial investment. She doesn't take that responsibility lightly. Raised in the Midlands, she attended Winthrop and completed her real estate license coursework at the Real Estate School of South Carolina. This city has done so much for her, she says, and she feels it is only fitting that she prioritizes time in her life to give back. Joseph Bias, General Counsel, Midlands Tech. When he was in the 8th grade, he was the kid who talked too much in class. Instead of giving him detention, though, he had a teacher who encouraged him to participate in mock trial. It was in that program that he realized he wanted to be an attorney, and he was fortunate enough to have educators at Richland Northeast High School, Wofford, and the University of South Carolina School of Law who encouraged him, pushed him, and nurtured his love of advocacy and education. Jennifer Bowen, Practice Administrator, Columbia Skin Clinic. After graduating from the College of Charleston with a music theory degree and the Citadel with an MBA, she returned home to the Midlands to pursue a career in healthcare administration. She completed an extensive fellowship at Lexington Medical Center, where she discovered how much administrative leadership directly affects clinicians' abilities to care for their patients. 3 years ago, she took a leap of faith into private practice and joined the Columbia Skin Clinic team. John Brewton, lawyer, next in Pruitt. Born and raised in Columbia, he says he's grateful to still call the Midlands home. With all of its nice and talented people, he says Columbia is a great place to live. It is inspiring to be surrounded, he says, by colleagues and friends who are involved in the promotion and success of their community. For the past 7 years, he has worked at the Nexen Pruitt law firm with mentors, colleagues, and staff members. He says, though just a small cog in a large machine, he has been fortunate to work on some major business, corporate, and real estate transactions. Peyton Bryant, senior broker and principal, NAI, Columbia. As a child, he remembers riding in the car with his father, and they would occasionally pass buildings that were abandoned or in disrepair. He remembers asking why that was the case, and sadly, there was then and now remains no good answer. As an adult, he hopes to find opportunities to solve those problems. Tony Karami, Vice President, Private Wealth Advisor, Synovus Bank. In 2009, he graduated from the University of South Carolina and says during his time at the university, he developed a strong appreciation for the Midlands, gained important skills to be successful, and made personal and business connections to aid in his development. Since graduation, he spent most of his career in banking and financial advising, and says working in the financial sector has provided the knowledge and experience to see firsthand how organizations grow, raise capital, and contribute to their local communities. Kelsey Carter, co-founder and executive director, the Camp Cole Foundation, Incorporated. For her, Columbia has been home for quite some time. After graduating with honors from the University of South Carolina, having obtained a degree in elementary education, she moved to Dallas. And in Texas, she was a 3rd and 4th grade teacher in an extremely low-income community and earned a leadership role as a content teacher leader for the district. At the end of her 2nd year of teaching, her life changed drastically when her mother passed away from a neurological stroke, which rerouted her back home. After returning to Columbia, she taught at Heathwood Hall Episcopal School while working to create Camp Cole, a camp for individuals with illnesses and disabilities that is named after her brother, Cole Sawyer. Anika Cobb, Director of Marketing and Communications, Allen University. She grew up as a military brat, but all roads led back to Columbia. As a former Miss South Carolina Teen America and proud graduate of Richland County School District 2, she is honored to be on this list. She says she's a community cultivator, believing in the power of community and connectivity, whether using digital or traditional media, leveraging connectivity to help organizations she represents. She wants to put their best face forward, and that's her privilege. Carolyn Crowder, Program Director, USC Columbia Technology Incubator. As a relentless supporter of women and minority entrepreneurs, she serves on several boards, including the American Marketing Association Columbia Chapter and the R2I2 Advisory Council. She also volunteers time with SC Women in Leadership. On the weekends, you can often find her at the Soda City Market, day tripping at Folly Beach or Asheville, or jet setting out of Case with ease. Bryant Davis, Assistant Director of Government and Community Services, Richland County Government. Born and raised in Columbia, he grew up in the Broad River Corridor. He has always wanted to see the communities thrive, so he's invested his time and efforts in communities across the Midlands, and more specifically Richland County. He was fortunate enough to graduate from Gardner-Webb University with 2 degrees, International Business and a Master's in Business Administration. Mary Margaret Magee Dittmer, Pre-Construction Services, MB Con Construction Company, Incorporated. After graduating from Erskine College in Clemson with degrees in physics and engineering, she moved to Columbia to begin her career in engineering. She joined MB Con Construction's pre-construction team, where she brings her project management, field experience, and knowledge of facilities planning and engineering to assist their clients in the successful development of their projects. She's a 2019 graduate of Leadership Columbia and currently serves on its advisory board. She also volunteers as a mentor for architecture, construction, engineering in the Midlands, and is a new member of the Junior League of Columbia and a nursery volunteer at Lexington Presbyterian Church. David Erbacher, Director of Sales and Marketing, Hyatt Place Columbia, downtown The Vista. He's Director of Sales and Marketing of the Hyatt Place Columbia, downtown The Vista, and has been there since the hotel opened in 2015. He's a 2010 graduate of the University of South Carolina's School of Hotel, Restaurant, and Tourism Management. His favorite quote, "If you're going to do a job, do it right the first time." Jared Evans, Director of Military Engagement and Veteran Initiatives, University of South Carolina. His commitment to serving those who serve has been his mindset and approach since enlisting in the Marine Corps in 2005. Born and raised in the Midlands, he has had the privilege of carrying that mission forward since returning to Columbia. A two-time alum of the University of South Carolina, he says he's been blessed to work with a team dedicated to enhancing the university's commitment of support to the veteran and military communities. Valente Gibson, teacher, Jackson Creek Elementary, Richland School District 2. He says his role as a teacher is to help mold and encourage the minds of future generations of leaders, bringing awareness to the need for culturally relevant learning opportunities. He focuses research and teaching on racial and social justice education practices while working to promote equity in issues of race, gender, class, and sexuality. Chandra Goodwin, Behavior Health Care Manager, Centene Corporation. Earning her bachelor's degree in psychology from Bennett College changed her life and catapulted her career in the mental health field. As a licensed psychotherapist in North and South Carolina and an advocate for mental wellness, she has dedicated her life to helping others heal. Margaret Dean Grants, co-founder and Director of Development and Marketing, the Camp Cole Foundation. She's a fourth-generation Columbia woman and says the city has always had a very special place in her heart. As a graduate of Hammond School and Wofford College, she moved back to Columbia to pursue a career with nonprofit organizations with hopes to truly make a difference in her community. In 2018, she co-founded Camp Cole, which is a camp and retreat for children and adults with disabilities and illnesses in Columbia. Whitney B Harrison, attorney, McGowan, Hood, and Felder, LLC. A Columbia native, she's always known her community's warmth and the joy of being from a place that values people and service. Those principles shaped her decision to attend Presbyterian College, whose motto, "While we live, we serve." After college, she attended the University of South Carolina School of Law. Sabrina Htie, Manager of Product Development, Rhythmic Link International, LLC. She is a proud graduate of Clemson with a bachelor's degree in ceramic and materials engineering and a PhD in biomedical engineering from Brown University. She spent her career with medical device companies whose focus is on helping improve patient care, and she has been involved with numerous patent applications. Her calling is to continue to use her creativity to invent and develop technologies and devices that potentially save the lives of thousands of individuals. Shonda Jefferson, 2020 South Carolina Teacher of the Year, Fairfield County School District. A native of Beach Island, South Carolina, she attended the University of South Carolina, where she received a Bachelor of Science degree in Biological Sciences and a Master's degree in Teaching Secondary Sciences. She's a recent graduate of Columbia University, where she received a Master's of Education in Public School Building Leadership. She has taught in the public schools of South Carolina for 9 years and as a teacher developed programs to increase student achievement and served in a number of leadership roles in her school and district. Sarah Christnow, Community Relations Manager, Lizards Thicket Incorporated. At 15 years old, she says, she lost her mother to breast cancer. It was a pivotal moment in her life and one that ignited her passion for philanthropy. Today, She blends her corporate marketing skills, centered around family-owned and operated businesses, Lizard's Thicket, with her passion for making a positive impact on her community. Mark McClawhorn, attorney, McClawhorn Legal, LLC. He's proud to call Columbia home after earning his undergraduate and law school degrees from the University of South Carolina. He served as a judicial law clerk for the Honorable H. Bruce Williams of the South Carolina Court of Appeals. Following his clerkship, he received a life-changing opportunity to study at the Chinese University of Hong Kong Facility of Law on a full scholarship, where he earned a Master of Law in Chinese Business Law. Lindsay Miles, Vice President of Operational Excellence, Nephron Pharmaceuticals Corporation. A University of South Carolina graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree in chemistry, she and her husband live in Lexington with their very sassy 2-year-old little girl and their 2 dogs. She absolutely loves her job, says it is very unique as she gets to dabble in business, finance, administration, philanthropy, and everything else that goes on at Nephron. David S. Myers, Director of Operations, Project Manager, Construction Dynamics Incorporated. Originally from Germany, he is a 2009 graduate of Francis Marion in Clemson, where he holds dual degrees, a Bachelor of Science in Physics and Civil Engineering. He currently holds a professional engineering license in the states of South Carolina, Georgia, and North Carolina, and serves as the Director of Operations at Construction Dynamics Incorporated in Columbia. Marcus Nellums, physical education teacher and basketball coach, School District 5 of Lexington and Richland counties. Born and raised in Fort Wayne, Indiana, he never thought he'd be living 12 hours away in a suburb of Columbia. He's called South Carolina home since 2009 and is where he's seen himself grow into a man, husband, and father. He says all the time that basketball got him to where he is today, but honestly, he says it taught him the fundamentals, hard work, sacrifice, and being willing to be part of something bigger. Brittany Oliver, Marketing Coordinator, Webster University. She says she didn't start off wanting a career in marketing. Originally, she was a nursing major, but once she transferred to the University of South Carolina, she decided to pursue her bachelor's degree in public relations. She started her career working in international corporate marketing and communications, where she was able to travel the world and do what she loved doing. Fast forward a few years, and she still loves what she does, now in a nonprofit communications and education role with Webster University. Joshua E. Posnick, attorney at law, Posnick and Carpenter Law Firm. A South Carolina native, born and raised in Columbia, he graduated summa cum laude from the Citadel and earned a Juris Doctorate degree from Stetson College of Law, Florida's oldest law school. He represents his clients in matters involving a variety of practice areas, primarily family law, DUI defense, estate planning, and probate. Dr. Whitney Lee Prowl, Assistant Principal, Richland School District 2, a proud Furman University and University of South Carolina graduate, having earned a bachelor's degree in elementary education from Furman and a master's degree, educational specialist degree, and a Doctor of Philosophy degree in educational administration from the University of South Carolina. She spent her professional career researching and studying educational and practice areas, as well as serving and mentoring others. In her current role, she says she has the opportunity to work with students and their families. Robin Rogers, architect, Quackenbush Architects and Planners. As an architect, she says she's had the very special opportunity to design buildings and spaces for a city and community that helped raise her. Since she was in the first grade, she knew she wanted to be an architect or work in a field that would allow her to be creative. She says she's fortunate to have been mentored by wonderful architects and designers since her first summer job right after high school. Dr. Kimberly Symons, Associate Director of the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs, University of South Carolina, Columbia. She says she enjoys enriching the community through education and advocacy. She holds a bachelor's degree from the University of South Carolina in Aiken, an MED from Columbia College, and a doctorate degree from the University of South Carolina. She began her career working in the upstate where she received accolades for her work as a diversity strategist. Since returning to the Midlands, she's enjoyed becoming involved in the community and has had the pleasure of serving as the Associate Director of the Office of Multicultural Student Affairs at U of SC. Dr. Aditi Sirivestasoff, Director of Research, Children's Trust of South Carolina. When she first moved to Columbia, days before the historic flood of 2015, she says that someone had asked her if she expected to make Columbia home, she would have looked at them skeptically. A proud University of Virginia alum, she grew up outside of Washington, D.C., loving the hustle and bustle of a big city and tolerating really bad traffic. 5 years later, Columbia has given her an incredible PhD student experience at the University of South Carolina, countless life lessons, meaningful relationships, and real opportunities to make a difference through her career as a public health researcher and advocate. Julius Streeter, CEO, Extraordinary Headhunters, LLC, Shine Bright Cleaning, Real Ripe Juice Bar, and Wellness Center. A proud South Carolina State University alum, he obtained his degree in physical education. For the past 4 years, he's been an educator at Dent Middle School, Richland School District 2, and founder and CEO of Extraordinary Headquarters, LLC, Shine Bright Professional Cleaning, and Real Ripe Juice Bar and Wellness, established in 2020. Kara Streeter, CEO, Extraordinary Headhunters, LLC, a business powerhouse, humanitarian, motivational speaker, devoted wife, and mother of 3, and South Carolina's tenacious superwoman is how she describes herself. Coming from a small town, Batesburg, Leesville, South Carolina, it has always been her passion to help people and inspire those around her to stay positive and to have drive, work ethic, and tenacity. Brittany Williams, Transportation Marketing Manager and Client Liaison, Meade & Hunt. She says she's blessed to have a career that allows her to positively impact the lives of others. She's proud of her South Carolina roots and recognizes the importance of giving back locally. She says she always looks for opportunities to share her passion for the state with others. Professionally and personally, she works with a multitude of public, private, and nonprofit sectors to develop productive relationships within their community.
Wow, Jacqueline, I think that was some really amazing talent that we just heard about.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to see what these folks are going to continue to do, and make sure you keep an eye out for all of the people that you just heard about. They have got a bright future ahead of them and will be doing a lot of exciting things.
Most definitely.
We'll see you next year.